Looks like we got some work to do. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. My name is Jack. This is Gas Diesel Garage, and in today's episode, well, we got a Honda Pilot on the docket for today, and this thing needs an alternator. Now, in the intro, I know you guys saw that the battery light was on the dash, and that message on the dash stating that there's something wrong with the charging system. Yes, that's your first inclination that your alternator is going bad, but we need to verify that thing is going bad, and the first way we're going to do that is grab our multimeter. Okay, roll up in here into my junky shop here, get our multimeter, because we're going to go right back over here to the Pilot. Now, to gain access to the battery, yes, you can see it underneath this intake, but we're going to take the intake off. Pop these little clips here. Yes, I used to have one there, but anyways, it comes off just like that. Now we got access to the battery. Now it's time to set up our multimeter. Now you see I already have the leads. Got the black on the ground, positive, or the red on the positive, and vice versa on the multimeter. Let's turn this to volts. Okay, we got 12 volts. Hopefully our battery's not dead. Now we need to start it, make sure that voltmeter turns to 14, because if you got a battery or that's not being charged, you're pretty much going to read the same thing. Alrighty. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, now it doesn't want to start. Okay. Well, our vehicle doesn't start. Well, we need to get it started so we can check the voltage off of that alternator. Quick thing I like to use is my little jumper right here. Now, you can do the normal thing where you can get another vehicle and jumper cables and whatnot, but if you guys got access to a mini jump box like this, which I'll have in the link in the description below, this thing is pretty cool to have. You can put it in your glove box, and anytime your vehicle doesn't start, you can give it some encouragement with this little jump box. So let's hook this thing on up and see if we can get it started. All right. Okay, let's turn this thing on to boost. Should start now. Round number 2. All right, started. Good deal. All right, this thing did what it needed to do. All right, let's take it on off. Unplug it so I don't electrocute myself, and let's see the voltage that we got going on here. Okay. Yeah, that's not charging the daggone thing. Looks like we're putting an alternator in it. First and foremost, when you're working with any kind of electricity, changing parts like a starter or an alternator or anything, best practices is to disconnect the battery. So we're going to do that right now. Disconnect the battery, because you don't want to get yourself electrocuted. Get yourself a 10 millimeter. All right, take that on off and take this off. You don't want to electrocute yourself. Yeah, that would really suck. Okay, we come on over here to the passenger side of the vehicle, and I know you cannot see the alternator, and the reason why you can't see the alternator is because the power steering reservoir is in the way and your washer fluid reservoir is in the way. But Honda was pretty smart and made these things able to come off by hand. Probably hasn't been off in a long time. Here, let me use 2 hands. Alright, can slide that out of the way. And you don't really have to slide this power steering reservoir out of the way, but we're going to anyways. go. Now if you look down through here, that's where your alternator is. Well, now it's a good thing we're doing the alternator and the belt, because once I tried to turn the tensioner back, this thing snapped right off. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Anyways, on to the next move. Now once I get the belt off, what I like to do is take the electrical off the alternator first before I take the mounting bolts off. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to grab our 12mm socket, and we're going to take the power lead to the battery. We're going to take that off first, and then we're going to take the electrical plug off. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know it's really bad lighting. Apologize for that, but I'll show you what I'm talking about once I pull it on out. There we go. And if you look down here, the plug is blue. I think they're blue on all these 2011 Honda Pilots. But pull that out. It's just a little squeeze pin. I think I can get it on out. Okay. Well, apparently I can't pull that plug out because I have short arms, but good news is once you pull the alternator off of the mounts, the two mounts, the 12mm that's on top and the 14mm that's on the bottom, there's only two bolts that actually hold that alternator in. Once you loosen those up, you're going to be able to have room to pull that that squeeze pin, or squeeze plug if you will, and it'll be a lot easier. So we're just going to go ahead and do that now. So grab your 12mm socket and your 14mm socket, because we're about to pull this alternator off.
Watch out if your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows mean. He gets claws real big, pissed off quick, and if you cross him you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore, always wanting more, feed him from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness, torn apart quick, you left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy.
And here's that little blue plug I was talking about earlier. Just squeeze it on the tab there, and now you can move all the wiring harness stuff out of your way so we can pull the alternator on out. Not gonna lie to you, this alternator is a pain in the ass to take out. If you move stuff out of your way, like these AC lines, and move that out of the way and move the power steering pump reservoir out of the way, you can actually pull this thing up just like this. See there? All right, now this defective little thing needs to be DX'd. Right, and of course we went to Amazon. We got one fairly cheap and brand new. I'll have the link in the description below on how to grab one for the 3.5 liter Hondas VTECH. There we go. Look at that. Oh, and here's a good mechanic tip. If you get a new part that's replacing the old part, make sure they both look the same. What I mean by that is, check your old alternator out. Make sure the battery lead is the same. That looks good. Make sure the plug is the same too. I've seen that happen too. Make sure that plug looks the same on that too. So everything looks all copacetic here, so let's go ahead and reverse the process and put this thing on in. And here's the prime example on why you always got to check your parts to make sure they're correct. That belt tensioner I was going to put in, well, unfortunately that is wrong. I'm going to have to reorder this thing, but can't have my Honda Pilot down for more than the next 20 minutes because my wife will kick my ass. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and put that alternator in, and then we're gonna secretly order this thing, and I'll have to save that for another video. I apologize. Wait, hopefully she doesn't hear me. Did she hear me say that? Anyways, let's keep going. Okay, now that we got the alternator secured to the engine, now it's time to put in our brand new belt. Alright, now once you got your alternator installed and the belt on and everything's all copacetic, next thing you need to do is you need to check to see if that alternator is putting out that 14 volts that I spoke about earlier. So grab your multimeter, got it right here, let's hook it up and let's go ahead and start it. Take your positive terminal, put it on your positive, like that, and take your negative, put it on there like that, if it'll stay. There we go. Should stay. We're hooked up. Alright, we got the 12.74 volts. Let's see what it puts out when we start it. Right, roll right up in here. Alrighty. I don't have any battery light on, which is a good thing. And I'll deal with all those other lights another time, but we're looking for the 14 volts to make sure that the alternator is charging. So we'll come right on out here. Not even gonna cut the clip. Come right up in here. There we go. I mean, it's a little bit low, but at least 13 and a half. That's a good alternator. I don't know about that squeaking. You hear that squeaking? Anyways, alternator is fixed. It never ends with a mechanic's personal vehicle. My 2011 Honda Pilot Touring needs a power steering pump. And we're just going to have to save that for the next episode. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, share the video with people. And if you need an alternator, a belt, or a tensioner, look in the description below. You can get them on Amazon fairly cheap. And if you follow this video, you'll save a bunch of money in labor costs. So until next time, peace.